Breaking news. Trump warns Venezuela after a tanker linked to an American company was detained, saying, "This cannot continue." At 3:11 a.m., the warning turns real. I'm watching the radar feed when a deep roar breaks the quiet sky over the Caribbean. It isn't thunder. It isn't a cargo plane. It is sharp, low, and way too strong for this hour. A fast signal appears on the screen, then another, then 6 more. Speed, about 620 miles per hour. Distance, closing fast. These are us F-18 seconds, flying low and tight, pushing toward Venezuela in a line they have avoided for years. Instead of turning away, they hold their course. The room around me shifts from calm to full alert in seconds. Alarms trigger, voices rise. Every second feels heavy, like the wrong move could spark something major. This is not a random patrol. It is pressure, direct pressure. And Venezuela has no idea how fast this can escalate. If you want to follow this confrontation moment by moment, press 1 or 9 and subscribe. The airspace north of Venezuela is not empty space. It is one of the busiest military watch zones in the entire region. Every radar and every military post tracks anything that moves across it. This is where countries measure each other's reactions, and where a small mistake can turn into a major crisis fast. So when people on the coast hear jets before the military does, something is already wrong. And when the jets turn out to be us F-18 seconds carrying live missiles, the meaning becomes serious. This stretch of sky is Venezuela's front door. Any fast aircraft near it forces the military to act quickly. They must decide if what they see is a drill, a threat, or the start of something bigger. For the radar crews, it is not politics. It is their job to protect millions of civilians under that airspace. What makes this night even more important is the way the F-18 seconds move. They are not passing through, they are circling. A circle around a country is never an accident. It is a way to test defenses, to see how fast operators respond, and to map weak spots. The United States understands exactly what this kind of flight communicates, and Venezuela understands what it means to be circled by modern fighters that can strike within seconds. Behind the jets, another sign of intent appears far out over the water. A KC-135 refueler. A tanker like this is never part of a simple patrol. It keeps fighters in the air for hours. It supports long missions designed to gather information or send a clear message. Its presence tells us that whatever is happening tonight was planned, prepared, and approved at high levels. For people living along the coast, none of this feels distant. The jet noise shakes windows and wakes families. Dogs bark non-stop. Car alarms trigger on their own. The sound is constant, rising and dropping as the F-18 seconds reposition. To the military, these movements are data. To the population, they feel like the first minutes of a conflict. Regional governments know this pattern too. When jets circle a nation, the risk spreads beyond borders. One wrong reading, one pilot misjudging distance, one radar officer hitting the wrong switch, and the entire region can be pulled into something no one wants. That is why this night matters. It is not just a flyover. It is a message delivered with fighter jets at low altitude. A message both sides understand clearly. Inside Venezuela's Air Defense Center, the first warning is a fading dot on a radar screen. A young operator leans closer, thinking it's interference. Then the dot sharpens, splits into 2, and moves fast. His voice cracks as he reports it. The room snaps awake. Red lights turn on. Screens brighten. Officers rush to their stations. Nobody doubts the threat anymore. The S-300 radar sweeps again and picks up more contacts. 3, then 5, then 8. The operator beside me mutters, "They're ghosting us." The F-18 seconds are using electronic tricks, mixing real and false signals to force Venezuela to guess. Guessing at a moment like this is dangerous. A supervisor steps forward. Track every return, no assumptions. His hand hangs over the alert switch longer than anyone wants to see. One wrong decision could send this night into chaos. Distance, under 10 miles. Altitude, low. Speed, steady and aggressive. A radar lock suddenly hits. The sharp tone fills the room. Then the lock disappears. 3 seconds of silence followed 3 long seconds when nobody breathes. The operator taps the screen again, and the jet reappears, but weaker than before. Another technician adjusts frequencies and says, "They're testing our timing. They want to know how fast we recover." That kind of information is valuable to any rival force planning ahead. Reports from Zulia confirmed the same pattern. Low altitude, high speed, a wide circle around the airspace. Then the next update hits. SAR activity detected. That means the F-18 seconds are scanning deep into Venezuelan terrain. They are not just flying, they are mapping. They are collecting data on defenses, blind spots, and approach routes. Along the coast, people record the jets with shaking hands. The sound rolls across the water and wakes entire neighborhoods. A fisherman looks up and says, "This is not normal." Inside the command room, pressure builds with every new call. Lines buzz. Officers speak over each other. Someone finally voices what everyone already understands. This is not a drill. They're building a picture of us. And if the first shot is fired tonight, it will happen fast. Faster than anyone here can prepare for. If you think Venezuela should react sooner, press 1. If you think they should hold fire and wait, press 9 and subscribe for updates. The tension rises fast as the F-18 seconds tighten their circle around the country. Every radar sweep shows small angle changes, but in close airspace, small moves matter. A 5-degree turn can shift the whole tactical picture. Operators see it immediately. "They're closing gaps," one says. Another adds, "Second group moving west." None of it looks random. Far out over the water, the KC-135 tanker appears again. Its steady orbit confirms the worst. The F-18 seconds can stay for hours. Inside the command center, fatigue starts to show. Operators blink hard, rub their eyes, but no one steps away. Missing one signal tonight could mean disaster. Outside, the world suddenly goes quiet. The breeze stops. The usual night sounds fade. People near the coast feel the silence and look up. Then the jets roar again. A shockwave rolls across the ocean. Boats rock. Families wake their kids. For civilians, it feels like the start of something dangerous. Inside, a new alert flashes. Formation shift. The F-18 seconds spread, then tighten again. It's a pressure move, forcing radar to recalc non-stop. That strains the system, raises temperatures, and risks delays. The cooling fans under the consoles grow louder. A technician wipes sweat from his forehead. "They want us overloaded." Another answers, and they're close. On the screens, the fighters now sit in almost perfect spacing, forming a ring around the airspace. Then Zulia sends a report. Mobile radars detected. Venezuela moved units during the night, and the US aircraft spotted them instantly. That means the fighters are mapping not just fixed defenses, but mobile ones too. Key data before any larger operation. For a moment, everything slows. The jets ease speed. The circle widens. No new alerts. It feels like a pause, but nobody trusts it. In situations like this, a pause can mean one of two things: a reset or the start of something more aggressive. If you think the next move will push this to the limit, press 1. If you think both sides will back off, press 9 and subscribe to stay with us through this escalation. The twist hits at 6:14 a.m. At first, it looks like a normal radar return. A sharp signal, a little fast, but still inside the usual pattern. An operator zooms in, trying to get a clean read. The room leans forward with him. Then the blip jumps. It moves across the line that marks Venezuela's air boundary. Not a slow drift, a quick snap. In less than a second, an F-18 crosses the border. The alert light turns red. A loud siren hits the room. Officers freeze for a moment. Nobody knows if this was a mistake, turbulence, or something planned. But the rule is simple. Once a foreign jet crosses that line, even for a heartbeat, Venezuela has the right to respond. And a response here means going straight to missiles. A commander lifts the phone to confirm the next step. His voice is steady, but his hand shakes. "Confirm breach." The reply comes fast. "Confirmed. 1 second." Jet corrected instantly. Usually they would blame radar drift, but not today. Today, every signal is treated as real. Then something else happens. Another signal appears on the opposite side of the radar. It looks like a second jet pushing closer. But an operator catches the timing. "That's a decoy," he says. The first jet crosses the line. The decoy appears right after. It's too clean to be an accident. The room grows tense. Officers move between stations. Nobody knows if the F-18 crossed on purpose, but the move reveals something important. Venezuela's reaction time. How many seconds it takes to detect the breach? How many seconds to confirm it? How many seconds before someone gives the launch order? On the coast, people filming the sky do not know anything has changed. But inside the defense center, everyone feels the shift. The night is no longer about pressure. It is now about control. The F-18 seconds know exactly how close they can get without triggering fire, and that gives them an advantage. If you think the jet crossed the line on purpose, press 1. If you think it was a risky mistake, press 9 and subscribe to follow what happens next. As the sun rises, the sky turns pale orange, but the tension doesn't fade. The F-18 seconds stay in the air with the same aggressive posture as all night. No retreat, no slowdown. People along the coast see them glinting in the light, moving in a tight formation that is clearly not routine. Some step outside with their phones, unsure if they should film or take cover. Inside the command center, new alerts fill the screens. A US EP-3 recon aircraft starts recording Venezuelan radio traffic. Now every message and reaction could be captured. Operators lower their voices, aware that even normal chatter might be monitored. The pressure in the room feels heavier with every passing minute. A steady voice orders. All posts hold position. No launch unless confirmed hostile. The order is calm, but everyone knows how close this is to breaking. One wrong move could pull the entire region into something much larger, something none of them can control once it starts. Suddenly, a bright flash hits the water. One F-18 makes a sharp bank, catching the sunrise. Civilians gasp and step back, unsure if it's a normal move or the first sign of combat. The F-18 climbs, joined by two more. On radar, the circle around Venezuela looks almost perfect. The meaning is clear. The US is showing control. They choose the distance. They choose the pace. They decide how long this moment lasts. A senior officer says quietly, "This is the closest we've come to a real clash in years." Nobody disagrees. The room stays frozen. Then, a burst of radar noise fills the speakers. Multiple returns hit at once. The system strains as operators try to filter real targets from interference. It feels like the final test before the jets make their next decision. And at that breaking point, the F-18 seconds turn north. Not fast or in panic, just a controlled pullback, as if they got what they came for. If you think the real danger begins after they leave this airspace, press 1. If you believe Venezuela just avoided disaster, press 9 and subscribe for the final chapter. By early afternoon, the sky finally settles. The F-18 seconds turn north in a slow, steady line, the KC-135 guiding them out. They don't rush. To people on the ground, it looks less like a retreat and more like a message. We decide when this ends. Inside Venezuela's command center, tension remains even after the jets disappear. Operators keep watching their screens, waiting for a signal that never returns. The alarms fade, but nobody relaxes. This wasn't noise, it was a calculated show of power. Venezuela releases a short statement calling the flight a provocation but offers no military answer. That silence worries more than any threat. When a country pauses, everyone notices. Across the region, governments respond quickly. Colombia warns of missteps. Brazil asks for tighter monitoring. Intelligence groups abroad request details. They all see the same thing. The US didn't just fly near Venezuela. They mapped it radars, reaction time, communication patterns. A few jets forced an entire defense network online. Venezuela revealed how it moves, talks, and reacts under pressure. Analysts call the data valuable. For Venezuela, it's a long-term weakness. Civilians try to return to normal, but the mood is different. People talk about the noise, the shock waves, the streaks in the sky. They wonder if the jets will return. The tension now sits quietly in daily life. The message is clear. The US showed it can surround Venezuelan airspace in minutes, gather deep intelligence, and leave without firing a shot. If this was only a test, the next one may come with even less warning. What happened today will echo far beyond this coast. The real question now is who makes the next move? If you think this was only the beginning, press 1. If you believe both sides will hold back, press 9 and subscribe for the next update.